Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hogue, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
Hi, I'm AJ Hogue, the author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. And this is the Effortless English Show. Follow me on Twitter and Gab. Gab is Gab.ai. Gab.ai. My account is AJ Hogue, just my name, AJHOGE. Follow me at AJ Hogue on Gab and Twitter. You can ask me questions. The good life. Living the good life. One of my Twitter followers suggested this topic. Said, AJ, do a show about living the good life. I guess a lot of people think I live the good life because I travel the world a lot. I kite surf, I play golf, I have a really nice schedule, I get to see the world, I scuba dive, I skateboard. And I do live a good life. So it is a good topic because I've had a lot of different experiences in my life. A lot of different work experiences in my life. So I'm going to do a couple shows about this, the general topic of living a good life. And of course, a good life, or the good life, you have to decide what that is. So I'm living my good life, but everyone has their own idea, so you have to decide. So the first thing we should talk about is the definition, and I believe the definition of the good life, or a good life, is the life of your choice. The life that makes you the most happy. The life that makes you feel successful. Today in part 1, we're going to talk about the big lie. The big lie about what a good life is, about how you have success, all of that stuff. The big lie. This is the big lie that many parents around the world still tell their children. It's the big lie that many people my age and older believed. A few still believe it. What's the big lie? The big lie is this. They tell you the formula for success. The formula for a successful, good life. Go to college and get a degree and get a stable job with a good company. College degree, stable job, safe job with a big company, good company. That equals success and happiness. You work all your life for that great company, and then you retire, 60, 62, 65 years old, and you have a nice, relaxed old age. That's a lie. It's a lie. Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you what really happens that I've seen over and over again. I've seen it with my father's generation. They believe that lie. They tried to live that lie, and most of them have suffered because they believed it. I'll tell you the truth. Here's the truth. This is what really happens. Go to college when you're young, don't really know what you want to do, probably, most people. Study something, get a degree, go out, get a job with a big company. Work really hard when you're young for so money, so payment. Spend your youth working in an office. And then, when you get close to retirement, maybe around age 50, 55, when you just start to think about it, start making your plans for it, get cut, get fired. They call it layoffs. They cut a lot of employees. See what they do, these big companies, they cut the older employees because they make more money. They're more expensive. So, just as you're starting to think, I'm almost finished, I'm going to have a nice retirement, they cut you and hire someone younger that will work more for less money. And then you're older, and instead of retiring at 65, you have to get another job, a lower paying job, because no big company is going to hire you at that age and pay you the same money. They're going to pay you less, probably a lot less. So you get another job, a completely new job, making less money. You don't retire at 65. You have to keep working until 70, 72, 75, maybe almost till you're dead. Working a job that you probably don't even like. Possibly a job that you hate that pays you less money. That's how it works for most people. That's the bitter, bad, hard truth. It is absolutely crazy to believe in that formula, to throw away most of your life hoping for some magical, easy retirement at the end. Live your life now. It doesn't matter what your age is. Live your life now. Now, some people, they want that big company job. They enjoy it. They love the environment. There are some people, for example, who love doing sales. They like being in a big company. They like being salesmen. They're really good at it. Fine, if that's what you love doing, then great. By all means, do it. But still, you probably will not be with just one company. Get that out of your head. Forget that idea that you're going to get a safe job with a good company and stay with them your whole life until retirement. Almost none of you will do that. You have to think differently. You're probably going to change jobs and change companies many times. Probably in your lifetime, you will even completely change careers. You'll completely change what you're doing. You might start as an accountant and then change over at some point doing something completely different for a different company. It's normal, and it happens more and more and more. And to survive in the job market, there are no safe jobs. Forget that idea. There are no safe jobs. You must be flexible. You must be able to adapt. I love that phrase. It comes from the U.S. military, actually, but it's also a good movie. But the military has this phrase: improvise, adapt, overcome. Improvise means be flexible, be creative, right? Think of a creative solution. Improvise. Adapt means, right, the situation changes, so you must change with the situation. You can't keep trying to do the same thing if the world is changing, if your situation is changing. Overcome means win. Be victorious. Win. This is what you need to do throughout your working life, because technology is changing so quickly. Economies are changing quickly. Everything's changing. So you're going to have to be flexible and be ready to change. Be ready to learn completely new things. Be ready to go to a completely new company at any time. Be ready to completely change your field in your career at any time. Constantly be learning new skills. All the time you should be learning new skills. It doesn't matter, even if you think your job is very safe. It's not. It's not safe. That doesn't mean you have to be scared. If you're really good at what you do, you probably will not stay with just one company, but you can jump to another company and make more money, then jump to another company and make more money. You can keep jumping to different companies, making more and more and more and more. This is a better strategy. The companies have no loyalty to you. None, zero, none, none, none. They don't care about you as a human being. To them, you're not human. You're just a worker. You are replaceable. So you need to accept that, and you need to look at them in the same way. They're not people. They're just big bureaucratic organizations. You are also using them. You will get as much money as you can from them. You will get the best job from them you can. But when they're not useful to you anymore, change to a different company. You should always, always, always be searching for jobs. Always. Even if you're in a job that pays very well, you're super happy, you love your boss, it's a great job, you should still be looking at other positions and other companies. You should always have choices. You should always be ready to jump. You don't have to. You can decide to stay where you are, but you need to be ready. It's a healthy mindset. Very, very powerful, confident mindset. See, when you're ready at any time to jump to another company, when you are really good at job interviewing, when you're constantly job interviewing and looking at other jobs and connecting with other companies, it gives you a lot of confidence at your current job. Because now you know, hey, I can get another job, no problem. I know I'm good. I know I have other choices. And that confidence will help you at work, right? Your coworkers and your boss, they will feel it. They'll treat you better. You'll get more respect because of that. You'll probably end up getting paid better too. This is an important secret. So even if you decide to stay, with one company, you still need to be thinking about other jobs, thinking about other companies, looking at them, going and doing job searches, sending your resume to other companies. You should always be doing that. Always, always, always be doing that. Always keep your options open. We say this in English. Keep your options open. Keep your choices open. Very, very important. And that's really my first secret to living the good life, is that you become more of the master of your career, of your life. Right? You always have choices. Instead of focusing on, I'm with this one company, I'm in this one job that I always will be in. If you think that, you will start to feel like a prisoner, right? You'll start to even act like a prisoner. You start thinking, I have to stay with this one company. I must always be doing what I have been doing. And then that's when you get stuck. And people who get stuck, those are the miserable people. Those are the people when they become 40 years old, suddenly feel like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Oh my God, all these years, I've wasted all these years. Oh, I don't even like my job. I don't like my career. And they kind of panic and they feel really miserable. And some of them keep going anyway, feeling half alive and half dead. Don't become one of those people. Don't be one of those people. And if you are one of those people now, make a change immediately. So it's okay, whatever you want to do right now, but always keep your options open and constantly be learning new skills. I'll give you an example from my own life. So I got a journalism degree. I worked for a newspaper a short time while in school. I realized they are evil, lying bastards. And I decided I can't do this. I can't be a journalist. It's a horrible, evil profession. So I decided not to do that. I worked some bad job, like security guard, some other jobs. After that, went back to school. Then I had a career as a social worker. I was a social worker. I worked with homeless children mostly. I had a job in an emergency room one time. But I wasn't stuck as a social worker. I didn't remain as a social worker. Even while I was a social worker, I was traveling the world sometimes. To travel the world, I needed money abroad. So that I started teaching English. That's how I got into teaching English. That's why I got into English teaching jobs. And then I started learning English teaching skills. For a while, I was doing both. I would do social work for a couple years. Then I would take a job abroad and teach for a year. Then I'd come back and do social work. So I had two big options, two full careers. I could choose either one, and I would go back and forth between them. And eventually I decided that I enjoyed the teaching most, and so I became a teacher and I ended my social work career. But I always had options, always choices. I was always looking for a better opportunity. And of course, eventually I started my own business. Now that's the best way. That is actually the safest thing you can do. If you work for a company, your job's not safe. They can cut you. You have no control. None. They can cut you anytime they want. If you have your own business, you at least have some control. There are no guarantees, right? I mean, your business could collapse. Your business could fail. It's possible. But at least you have control. At least you can do things. If the business has problems, you can try to solve those problems. You can take lots of different actions. You have much more control over your own business than a job. But I know most people are not entrepreneurs. Most people, they just don't have the personality to be business owners. I understand that. So for most people, you're going to be an employee. You're going to work for other people, but you should always keep your options open. Remember, it's the big lie. That formula is a lie. And you don't even have to go to college. Young people, let me tell you this. I'm going to end with this advice to young people especially. A lot of your parents will tell you this. You must go to college. It's the secret to life and success and happiness. Go to college, get a good, safe job. Oh my God, I can't believe they still give this advice, but they do. They believe it. Maybe it was true when they were children and when they were young. It's not true now. So you're going to have to just, your parents love you. They want to do the best for you, but it's bad advice they're giving you. The first thing I recommend for young people, don't go to college immediately. Okay, I won't say don't go to college at all, because some jobs you need it. But I do say don't go immediately. When you finish secondary school, you finish high school, you're 18 years old, usually, 17, 18. Don't immediately go to college. There's no need. There's no hurry. In fact, I think it's stupid to immediately go to college. I did it, and it was stupid. I wasted 4 years. I didn't know what I wanted to do. No idea. It was fun. I had a good time during those 4 years, but my parents spent a lot of money for me to have a good time. It didn't help my career at all. Like I said, I went 4 years, and then I decided, I don't want to be a journalist. Oh, my God. See, what I should have done and what you should do, you get out of secondary school, you get out of high school, go and do something in the real world. Your whole life, your whole childhood, you've been in school, sitting on your butt, taking notes, taking exams. That's not the real world. You know nothing of the real world. You have no idea. You know nothing of the work world. You have no idea. You've been sitting in school and it's totally different. So go out for a few years and get in the real world. Get a job. Or travel the world if you have money or if your parents have money. And then get a job. Even if you volunteer somewhere or start your own business, but get out and do something in the real world. Job or start your own business. Do that for a few years at least. 2, 3, 4 years. It doesn't have to be a big expense, high-paying, great job. Work at Starbucks, that's fine. But get out in that real world and really do your best too. Whatever job you do get, do your best. Try to be excellent. If you're working at Starbucks, work hard. And also try to understand the business. Learn everything you can about the business. Who knows, in a few years you might become a manager at Starbucks and learn about all of the accounting and the hiring and leadership and management. Those are great skills to learn. Now then, after a few years of being in the real world, you might then probably will have a better idea. I think I know what I want to study. I think I know the kind of job I will like. Or at least you'll know some of the jobs you will hate. Okay? You'll have more clarity. You'll be more clear. So then if you go back to school, and you can go back to college anytime. If you're 24, you can go to college. If you're 28, you can go to college. If you're 35, you can still go back to college and get a degree. There's no time limit. So there's no hurry. There's no rush. What's the big hurry? Why do you have to run into college immediately? You don't. Get out in the real world for a while. And then at least, if you do go back to college, you'll be more focused. You'll know what you're doing. You'll know why you're there. And you will be a much, much better student. I promise you. You will do better, not worse. And some of you will decide, I don't need college. Some of you might start your own business and it'll be successful. And that's all you need. I'll give you one last example and then done for today. There are these great guys that I work with in Vietnam. All of these guys are in their 20s. Now, I've been working with them for, 5-6 years, I guess. Now, these guys started a business when they were in their early 20s. They were all like 21, 22 years old. I think some of them were even 19 when they started this language business. They wanted to use the effortless English system to teach people in Vietnam. They taught themselves English first, independently. They taught themselves English using my courses. And they were so excited by their success, they decided, we need to start a program here in Vietnam so that we can help other people do it. And instead of going to college and wasting 4 years, they quit college. Boom, they immediately started their business. They now have, I believe, 5 branches in Hanoi, and they're opening their 3rd branch in Saigon. They bring me to Vietnam every year. They organize huge events with 1,000 people, 800 people, big seminars. Their business is very successful. They don't need college. They didn't need it. They just went out into the real world and did it. That's impressive. Age 20, to just go out and do that and build a very successful business. That's what they did. It was, I think, 4 or 5 of them together did this. Very impressive. You know what the average 20-year-old in America is doing? Sitting around in another class, going to parties at night, drinking beer. Hey! You know, it's kind of sad. So those guys are inspiring those. Those guys in Vietnam, their school is called PASL. Very, very, very impressive. So forget the lie. Be flexible. Take time before you go to college. Get out in the real world. Constantly be learning. Always keep your options open. That is a success. That is the good life.